We're live.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to another Wednesday Sew and Chat. So today I'm going to be working on the pattern that's behind me, but in those lighter background colors. I think I showed it 2 weekends ago when I started it, and then I went out of town for a little bit. So I really want to get it finished. So just to show you, it kind of has this light gold background fabric, and then it's the same colors as the quilt behind me, just with a lighter background. I thought it would kind of be fun to see it in a lighter color. It just has 3 different size flying geese in it, and it's a fun pattern. Before anybody asks, I still haven't decided on a name for it. I don't know. I'm so indecisive. So there is that. So I'm just working on the largest flying geese, so the body of it, and then I'm sewing the one side on, just chain piecing it on, and that's kind of that.
Yeah, so...
Hi, Amy. Hi, Donnell. I saw you earlier. Brenda, Michelle Crafts more. I know my husband's been in the chat saying hi to all of you, but hi, everyone.
There are a few things that we can talk about.
Hi, Mona.
I'm just trying to find something. Sorry, everyone. I'm usually not just checked out, but I am trying to find something.
So when I'm working on this type of block, most of the time, even if it's not something like this, but especially when it's on the bias like that, I will finger press first just to get it working over, and then I add some heat, and then I'll chain piece the triangle onto the other side.
Okay. I can't find what I was looking for. That's fine. Sorry, everyone. Let's see. What did I miss? Just trying to see if there was any questions that I need to answer.
I don't think so, because we just literally got
on. So Melissa got her first order, so that's great. Glad it was delivered, and hopefully no issues.
Keep burning myself.
You gave us this. Someone said that you have this pattern available. Yeah, you did a video of it. Did you?
Yeah, in the description. I think I put it in the description of this video, a link to the tutorial for it. I didn't put together like a formal pattern or anything, but all of the information for it is in the tutorial video, where it's a lot shorter. It's not a long live like this, with all the cutting information and everything in there. And all the cutting information's in the description of that video too, so you don't have to like watch it over and over to get it. I think I might have even posted it on our website, like where the blog is. All the cutting info.
So Nancy, I may have missed it. I apologize. It sounds like there's something going on from a medical perspective. So hopefully it's not you or your husband, but if so, hopefully you guys get better soon. But yes, I hate being in the hospital because there's just no way that you can rest in the hospital, which is like one of the main things you need to do to recover.
Yeah.
It's so annoying. I'm just going through this.
Thunderstorms in Massachusetts, Don said. We had a whole bunch come through here. That's why we weren't live last week. So hopefully you stay safe.
Debt-free Quilter wants to know, is this the wedding march from in the intro? Wedding march from Princess Diaries 2? I don't know. It's Canon in D major by Pachelbel. So if that is what they used for the wedding march in Princess Diaries, then the answer is yes. Oh, and then Annette chimed in. It's Pachelbel's Canon in D major. Well, she said D, but D major.
There's really only, there's a lot of songs that you can use on YouTube without them like getting mad at you, but not very many of them are very good. So it's hard to find some decent music.
Yeah.
That they won't get mad about.
Okay, I'm catching up. Jill said thank you for her ruler. Thank you, Jill. Or you're welcome, Jill. So Andrea, is that what you were saying? Saying it's raining? Oh yeah, so it's raining down there in Alvin. It has not rained today that I know of, and I don't believe it's raining right now.
Yeah, we haven't been out. Well, you were outside a lot.
It's cloudy according to our cameras. So,
so last weekend, was it last weekend that me and Lorelai went to South Carolina?
No, it's June 15th, so it's 2 weeks ago.
Okay, so we were away in South Carolina for a bit, and just a few days because she went to visit a college down there. And it was a lot of fun. I really liked the area we were in. But for me, I don't love driving. And it was the first time ever that I rented a car. So that was kind of interesting. But we flew into Charlotte. Was it Charlotte we flew into?
You guys flew into Myrtle Beach.
Well, first...
Yeah, you had a connection in Charlotte. You flew to Charlotte, and then you flew from there to Myrtle Beach, because I don't know if there's many direct flights to Myrtle Beach.
And I do not love flying. It's not like really bad where I cry or anything, but I don't love flying, mostly from like turbulence and stuff. But so 2 different flights there and then 2 different flights back kind of made that interesting too. But our flight there got delayed. What was it? Maybe 30 minutes, 40 minutes?
Yeah, I think it was like 45.
To Charlotte got delayed. And our layover was about an hour. Well,
it was supposed to be like 58 minutes.
Yeah, we were supposed to have time to get to the next flight, and it ended up being when we landed, that flight was boarding. So asked the flight attendant, let him know that we were needing to catch that flight, and he was like, okay, well, you should be able, it'll be tight, but you might make it or whatever, because he looked it up. And I was like, well, that's helpful. And then he said, hey, when we were taxiing up, he was like, hey, we have some people that need to catch some flights, so if you don't have a connecting flight, please let them off. Everybody filled the aisle anyway. They did not care. So me and my daughter literally ran to the next flight. We made it though, but oh my goodness, that was nerve-wracking.
Julie is in New Braunfels, so that's at least a decent place to be right now. And then headed to Brownville and then Laredo. So yes, it will be hot quite a bit. So let's see. Anita wants to know: are there any boxes of fun tonight? Do we have any left?
I think there is one more still over there.
Okay, if we can find it, Anita, then yes, there will be a box of fun. I don't know where it is, so
if I can't go find it, because full disclosure, that area over there is a mess right now. I was cleaning up and I kind of piled a lot of stuff over there. And so that does sound weird that I piled a whole bunch of stuff in one spot, but everywhere else in here is really clean except that corner where that is. But I think I told you, we might do this instead because it's closer, that I had some fat quarters that I was thinking of giving away aside from all these, which you should talk about too. So we might just do those. Okay. Those cute black and white ones that I showed you.
Oh yeah, I like those.
Yeah, so that'll probably be more fun, and it'll lead into what we need to talk about next week. And you may already saw the live get scheduled for next week, but it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'll talk about that in a second. Cindy says, "Greeting from San Jose." Greetings, Cindy. I lived at one point in San Jose, so Silver Creek Country Club, if you know where that is. Probably do if you live in San Jose. So I do miss that area sometimes because it's really good golf courses. But anyway, we have not decided, or really it's my wife. She has not decided on a name yet for the background quilt.
I think it'll either be Frequency. I really liked that one, or what I'd originally thought, which was Good Vibrations. I don't know. I can't decide between those two. And there was another one that I can't remember now that I really liked. I'll have to go look at my list. I think it's downstairs.
And thank you for the compliment on the haircut. I had to, I don't like people and I don't like peopling, but my job requires me to do that sometimes. And I had to go give a legal training to a bunch of people. So I figured I might as well try to look decent. So I got a haircut.
But it went really well, you said, right?
Yeah, no, I got a lot of compliments and people enjoyed it. And I mean, they usually do. I'm pretty good. So.
Oh, has anybody been watching any of the Olympic trials so far? I know what did we watch? We watched some track and field. We watched some diving.
Some of the swimming. And then, yeah, so we've been watching track and field and swimming. Men's gymnastics is tomorrow, or at least on TV. And then women's will be on Friday. So looking forward to watching that.
If you are I know we talked about a little bit when Ian was on about the Olympics, like what's your favorite event to watch if you do plan to watch? I like gymnastics, of course.
Yeah, you're a big gymnastics fan. In high school I was on varsity track, and so I was a field athlete, not a track athlete. So I did a lot of the jumping events and the throwing events because that's what I'm good at. So I really enjoy watching discus and shot put and hammer throw and javelin and long jump, triple jump, high jump. Not a big fan of pole vault. Like, it doesn't do anything for me. And again, I think it's very difficult to do, but it's just not really fun for me. But I guess if I had to pick, my favorite event's probably the decathlon, just because it's an event where you have to be good at 10 different things, and not just good, but like world-class good, which I think is really amazing. So that's probably my favorite. But I really enjoy watching swimming events too. So, because I was varsity swimming in high school as well.
So Jill said she loves diving. I liked watching it, but I will say it's really hard for me to tell when it is really good. I'm always like, oh, that looked good to me. And then they get like 4s. And I'm like, oh,
yeah.
Like, I thought that was impressive. They did some like twists and stuff. And they landed in the water. I think that's good.
I generally have, I like watching gymnastics, but I have a hard time with sports that are subjectively judged. Right? Like in the long jump, it's whoever jumps the furthest, right? There's not any subjectivity. But when you're doing style points and you're doing, I'm a math geek, right? And I don't know if you're in here, math geek, but if you are, you'll probably enjoy this conversation. I was thinking about, we were watching the men's qualifiers for the 10-meter platform, and they were excuse me. There were like 2 guys that went back to back, and they were battling for 3rd or 4th place. And one guy had a dive that was 3.6 difficulty, and the other guy had a dive that was like 3.2 difficulty. And if you end up doing the math, and I don't remember exactly what it was, but it sort of rewards people who do more difficult dives, but do them more poorly.
Yeah.
Right? I don't remember what the math was.
But for gymnastics now, too.
Yeah, I know. It's just, it's like you could get 6s with a higher difficulty dive, but still get a better overall score than someone who gets 8s with the lower quality dive. And it's or a lower difficulty. I get that some dives are more difficult, but it should just be whether or not you execute it, right? Why don't we go back to the days where everyone has to do the same exact dive and we can just objectively judge them?
Is that how they used to do it?
I think back in the 80s, I want to say it changed. It was either late 90s or early 2000s, where they gave divers a range of dives that they could choose as opposed to all having to do the same. But
I don't know. I think it's probably because people would probably get bored watching. If in gymnastics everyone had to do the same floor routine, I feel like it'd get really boring watching the same one over and over again. But I get it. It is kind of, I don't know. It's hard because you'll see somebody do theirs flawlessly, or what you would perceive to be flawlessly, and then somebody who fell in their routine, but theirs is harder, wins.
So there's some chat in here. I prefer the Winter Olympics. I have more fun watching the Winter Olympics for whatever reason. I don't know why. But ski jump and the biathlon, and I don't know why. I find it amazing to watch cross-country skiing. It's like one of my favorite things to watch. I'm not even lying. I'd watch it all day.
I like to watch the figure skating, and I don't know. For some reason, I like to watch the bobsledding, probably because of that movie.
Oh, Cool Runnings.
Yeah.
Where are the black and white platforms? Oh, they're right behind there.
Yeah.
How many do we have?
That's a big bundle of them.
Okay.
I forgot how many it was.
That's just easier. We're going to give this away. I like these. So, but anyway, yeah, that's
All right, so those are all trimmed. Now I need to figure out somewhere to put. Oh, let me show you. For this quilt, I have the backing for it picked out, and I've said it in videos before. Whenever I can find fabric that looks to me like it's water, like reminiscent of watercolor, I snag it up. So those are the colors that it's going to be with that light background. And I found this fabric, and I'm really excited to finish this quilt and put this on it, on the back.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
So
8, 9, 10 fat quarters. Okay, so we don't know where the box of fun is. Sorry, Mike,
well,
and
I know
everyone
it's
else.
over there. We can still, that's going to be a box of fun because it's going to come in a box. So.
Okay, so instead, these are 10 fat quarters. They're all black and white patterns. They're really cool. I'm not great. Like, I'm not Vanna White by any means, but like, here. So we'll do a giveaway. I don't type anything in the chat yet because I haven't set it up. So give me like 2 seconds to do that, so that I can get it squared away and I don't make you guys do it all over again. Because I think last time I screwed it up.
So I'm just trimming up all these flying geese to 6.5 by 3.5.
Okay.
And then I will move on to the green in the same size. I'll probably just try to finish up each size this time. I was working through by color, and I think it'll just be easier to get a chunk done of all of the same size flying geese.
Yes. So type in hashtag giveaway to be entered, and we will do that drawing at some point tonight. Oh, so we'll probably get off around 8:15 tonight, only because it's my wife's birthday next week, and my daughter and I have another college soccer recruiting thing, so we'll be gone on her birthday. So I'm taking her out to dinner tonight for her birthday because I won't be here next week.
And it'll still be good though, because our son's still here and he promised to hang out with me a lot. So it'll be fun because I'll get to spend some time with him. I got to spend some time with Lorelai, just me and her, whatever it was, 2 weeks ago. And he was home with our son, got to hang out with him. And now, well, you're going to only get to hang out with her a little, but still, we all will have the flight and some time together.
But yeah, no, it'll be good. So also, if anyone has any restaurant recommendations for Bradenton, let me know, because I'm not going to drive to Tampa because I'm staying in Bradenton. I'm not going to drive to Tampa. Like, it's just not worth it to me. I know a lot of great places in Tampa, but none of them that I want to drive an hour and a half to. So, especially because a lot of the places I like are in like the northern parts of Tampa, in the suburbs, like Wesley Chapel and such. And that's probably then a 2-hour drive, maybe a bit longer. So don't want to do that. But
thank you to those of you saying happy birthday. It is next week on Tuesday. I'll turn 40. But we're going to still be on Wednesday. I think you're going to try to call in.
I should be able to call in because it'll be 8 p.m. in Florida, and I should be done with everything I'm doing. And
we're going to have giveaways that night. So make sure, I just can't tell you what to do, but try to get because it'll be a lot of fun. When this one's over, we have the stuff here so we can show you what we're giving away.
Yep. So next week for her birthday during the live, I think we're doing 8. Is it 5 or 8? I don't remember.
So 8 people will win something. Well, it's going to be 8 people win 5 fat quarters because that'll be 40 fat quarters given away since I'm turning 40. And hopefully by then I'll have hit 40,000 subscribers. So that'd be really cool to hit that by my 40th birthday too.
Oh,
it's really close.
I was like, how far away? Yeah, no, we'll be. Well, I don't know that we'll be fine, but hopefully
it'll be close. Either way, it should be like my birthday month, I think. So if you're not subscribed and we haven't annoyed the crap out of you yet, like please subscribe because that'd be cool if I got there.
Michelle says I need to go to Ted Peters' smoked fish.
Well, you would like that.
Oh, I love fish and I love smoked fish. So I'm just going to write that down so that I can remember.
Trying to remember which of these greens I liked, because the greens I know I liked the best with this background, but I can't remember if it was the darker or the lighter now, but I think it's the lighter. These look really pretty with that. New York Beauty he said another Juki giveaway. I wish.
I mean, we could,
because that was fun.
Honestly, look, I would be happy to do it if I knew whoever won it the first time would keep it. But that was just way more work than I wanted to do.
You didn't have fun redoing the spreadsheet over?
No. Like, just look, if I weren't a lawyer and I didn't know better, it'd probably not be a problem. But, like, having to go through the legal hassle of redoing it appropriately so that we don't get sued was just a fucking nightmare.
Donnell, I wish I could go visit everybody. That would be fun.
I know. So, okay. So I got one recommendation for Bradenton that I will check out. It sounds good on its face. So another thing is we made a new tool, tested it out, and it works. So that's always, you'd be surprised how many times. Like we went through 4 or 5 iterations before we actually figured it out.
Yeah, my brain wasn't braining on it. I was like, I know what I want this to do, but I couldn't get the measurements right. And
the problem is, as a math person, I was like, oh, I'll just do the math, and I did it, but I didn't understand what she wanted, so like it didn't work out. And now, to be fair, and I'm not throwing you under the bus, but I did the first one, it didn't work, and I was like, okay, what's wrong here? And she's like, oh, with the seam allowance. I was like, okay. So then I factored in the seam allowance, but it's hard to explain, but the seam allowance only matters to some extent. Like, it doesn't change the dimension. So finally got the right product, made a couple of them, they work, it's great. So that'll come out next week at some point, but she's going to release a video showing how to use it, and she's designed a pattern for it as well. So that should be pretty cool, I hope, at least. You getting an ad already?
Oh, I guess.
What the fuck? That shouldn't happen. But anyway, that is that will happen next week as well.
Yeah, I was working.
Good job, Mike.
I was working on like one of the layouts today, and I was like, oh my gosh, I just want to show it. Like, I can see it over there off camera, and I'm like, I just want to show it, but I need to learn how to be patient.
Yeah, see, Pat's on my side. She said it was painful, the whole drawing thing. Juki said she just bought a DX15. Julie just bought a Juki DX 1500, but she hasn't had a chance to use it yet.
Oh
no. So yeah, so that'll be fun. It was fun to make, and it was a math problem, so I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I just felt bad because it's so hot here already, and he has to go out to his shop, and it's hot out there. And so he goes out, sets it up, and runs the design that I told him like should work. And he brings it up, and it's like a walk upstairs and like from outside and being hot. And I'm like, I look at it, lay it on the fabric, and I'm like, it's not working yet. It's not going to work yet. I just feel really bad.
Yeah. Well, the other thing too, like for all of the prototypes that I make, like I have material that I use for prototypes, but I just keep it in the shop, which is not optimal because it's acrylic and the shop can easily get over 100 degrees. And when acrylic gets that hot, it can deform a bit. So I don't have a lot of that material. I just use it for prototypes, but I keep it out there. So it's not the easiest to work with because it's not always 100%. The dimensions aren't always perfect because it may get a little bit wavy due to the heat and the way in which it morphs. So that was part of it too, because sometimes when the laser cuts through, it doesn't completely cut the way it should because it's not the same thickness. So I probably made like 8 before we finally settled on it. But then I use all the production material, which is kept indoors in different areas so that it's climate controlled, so that there's nothing wrong with it. But yeah, it was a fun sort of thing. Oh, Kathy. Oh.
You can't see it.
What the shit?
There's a video up, Kathy, of how I have started storing my trim lock rulers. I need to make a design that will fit like a good chunk of all of them that we have, but it's basically like a wall hanging. It's basically a wall hanging made out of fabric to store them, and they slide in. It works really well. I don't know if anyone else has made one yet. Yeah, thank you, Alexandra. Yeah, it was just went out last week.
Oh, hey, Zaza. Sorry, I didn't see you. But welcome to the party.
I can't get it down because the way it's hooked on there.
How did you hook it up?
Well, because it's the bar slides through it. Maybe I'll just move the camera over.
Why don't I just take the bar out?
Because then it'll just fall to the ground.
Oh, my goodness. Stand back, everyone.
You're going to crash it.
You got to give me more credit.
I'm going to be really sad if
one
I hear stuff falling.
There. All right, well, don't move the chair. So here is what she created.
So there's like little pockets, and then I used what is it? Double elastic? I don't know. It's all in the video, all the supplies. So the pockets and then the elastic keeps them up. As long as it's not swinging around everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, it works, and it's cool looking. So I'm going to go put this, I'm going to lay it down because I don't want to hang it up again.
So I did a smaller version that's here on my side, little cube shelf. And that one I put, instead of putting a hanging sleeve, I put these, what are they called? What are those called?
Grommets?
Yes, thank you. My brain does not want a brain still. I put grommets in it instead so I can just hook it on those little hooks that you just press on. But I can't think of words of anything right now. What are these things called that you just press on?
Command strips?
This is what he deals with all the time. I'm like, that movie that I like to watch that has that one person that takes place in the ocean, and he'll come up with it for me. He figures it out.
Hello, Sylvia from Alaska. Double fold elastic is what the debt-free quilter said. So Andrea says, would it be feasible to put a hole in them to hang on a pegboard? The concern I have with putting additional holes in the trim locks, they're more than able to handle it. It's not going to crack or break or anything. But the issue is the material that's used on the back of the trim locks. It's essentially glued on, and if you're continually hanging it on the wall with a hook through it, I wonder if that material will get bounced around enough that it starts to come off, and that could be a problem. Like just hanging it up in the one that we had, it's a soft background. It's not gonna. There's not really any friction there, but I mean, I could do that. I just don't know if I'm just trying to figure out where I would do it so it doesn't impede the diagonal lines. I think it's probably fine on a 6.5, although again, with the 6.5 inch, that's a lot of weight to just hang on a single peg hook. And then, you know, my concern would be someone hangs it up there, it falls and breaks, and then it's like, well, what do you do at that point? If you're just hanging it through a single hole. Because a lot of those get pretty heavy as they get larger. Pamela says, I speak your language. Yes, it is frightening how we know. She does the same thing, too. I could say like 3 words that make no sense to anyone else, and she'll be like, oh, yeah, that thing.
It's usually him helping me, though.
Oh, hey, Sean's here. Hey, Sean.
I just have too many things floating around in this noggin, so coming up with words sometimes is just, it's really hard.
Yes. I'm going to put this up one more time, and then we'll do it shortly. Oh, shoot.
What'd you break?
I was just moving this here. So, hey, Glenda. Hope all is well. Zaza says she and her husband speak like that way to each other. Yeah, it's one of those things where I guess you just sort of, it's just inherent in being married.
Yeah, we're around each other all day too.
Yeah, we literally, I mean, we work together, we live together, we do everything together. So, I guess that's just the way it works. But I wouldn't have any other way. I don't really want to hang out with anyone else.
No, it's funny too because I know we've talked about before. If you're following the trial, they're in jury deliberations now. They start.
That'd be the Karen Reed trial for all those not aware of what she's talking about.
But we keep, you know, like if he's on a call or whatever, and I find something out, I'll like send him a message about it, and when he gets off a call, he'll come up here and he's like, I can just tell by the look on his face that he's thinking the same thing about what happened. I'm just like, yep, that was crazy, wasn't it?
Yeah. All right, so we will do the drawing. And for anyone that just joined, it is for 10 black and white.
There's
gray.
10 in there?
Yeah, I counted them.
Oh, nice.
Shaded fat. These are fat quarters, yes?
Yes. Well, they should be.
Yeah, it's just some of them are folded differently.
Well, either way, it's a good sizable amount of fabric.
So we'll do it at 7:45. So that's 12 minutes from now. I'm going to take the banner down just because I was going to ask a question. So this question is for everyone, and it came out of the fact that neither my wife nor daughter, who were going to Myrtle Beach for soccer, but also knew they were going to go to the beach, thought it would be, I don't know, intelligent to bring shoes in which you can walk. My wife only brought flip-flops, and they were walking around all over the place. And my daughter did not bring shoes. She brought her cleats and she brought her Crocs, but they did not bring shoes that you could walk around.
Her feet were hurting so bad.
Yeah, because there's a couple places in Myrtle Beach where, like, not just on the beach, but like other cool things you can do there where you're going to walk quite a bit. So my daughter ended up having to buy shoes there because her feet were killing her, and my wife decided not to.
Yeah, I was like, well, I already powered through this far, so I was like, I have shoes at home. I don't need to get more shoes.
Yeah. So my question is, what is the most comfortable pair of shoes you worn? The guy who Sean says, do sandals count? No. Yeah, sure, sandals count. Although I would query whether those sandals would be something you'd want to walk like 6 miles in on a hot day, because I am not a sandal person. I don't like sandals. I've never liked sandals.
I pretty much live in I do not like for my feet to be hot. So that is the problem. Like they have to be exceptionally comfortable shoes, but then see, you have to put socks on, and there's no socks that don't make my feet hot. So I don't know. I can't.
So Jill says K-Swiss tennis shoes. I've seen them. They look really nice. I've never worn them. Part of the problem is there's a lot of shoe brands that they probably sell my size, but it's hard to find my size in shoes. I don't know if it's a very popular size or if it's just a size that they don't make a lot of, because not a lot of people. It's either a very popular size or it's a size that very few people have. I don't know, because I don't ask men what size their shoes are, or feet for that matter. So it's sometimes very hard for me to find shoes that fit, or just shoes that are in my size. But Sean says he's walked miles and miles in his sandals. He prefers that to shoes. Okay, Sean, what kind of sandals do you have? Like, I need to know. Not for me, because I won't wear them. I hate sandals. But I don't know anyone who has ever said that they could walk in sandals for, miles upon miles and not have any issues.
I do that, and then my feet hurt.
Yeah, see,
I just don't like shoes.
Julie says Saucony tennis shoes. She probably knows, because she's... Now, Julie, do you wear your Sauconys while you're driving? Because I'd imagine that your feet can probably get very annoyed very quickly if you're driving all day long. So Julie probably knows.
So Amy, it might be a Southern thing, because I just cannot with shoes.
We've got Nike or New Balance. I think those are generally good shoes as well. Mary G says she and her husband only get New Balance. Solomon's are supposed to be really good, although I thought those were mostly for hiking. I could be wrong, Susan, but that was my understanding. A lot of Skechers. So I will say, we did end up going to a Skechers store.
Forced me to go get shoes.
I did not want to encounter her complaining about not having shoes again, so we went and got some Skechers that she really liked. So,
yeah, I wore them. My feet didn't die. I didn't wear them for very, very long. But I also got some new sandals that I'm hoping I can walk far in.
Yeah, she did. So Zaza says,
Brooks are one of my favorite too.
Probably gonna butcher this name. Dubari, Berry, leather sailing wellies. What are sailing wellies? I don't know what that is. I feel like I should, but I don't.
I got the same pair of Brooks for years when I used to run all the time. Would just go in, buy the same pair over and over, and absolutely loved those. My hand just jumped everywhere.
Sun Country Girl Designs said he likes Merrell's. I've never worn them, but I've heard great things about them. UFOs are super comfy. So I actually have a pair of UFO sandals, and if I'm going to wear sandals, I will wear those, but I never wear sandals.
You have a pair of sandals?
Yeah, the blue ones.
Well,
Again, I have them. That's how often I wear them. Never.
He has a ton of clothes and shoes, though. Way more than I do.
But that's because I buy in bulk. Right, I'll buy 5 pair of shoes at once. Because I only wear, aside from dress shoes, as an attorney, I have to have a Merlot set of shoes, black. I've got to have a bourbon and a mid brown. I just have to have 5 or 6 different colors of dress shoes based on the suit that I'm wearing. So that's totally understandable.
Is it though?
It is. I have one pair of so I have 5 pair of running shoes, but they were on sale, so I just bought them all because again, I have a weird size. It's hard to find. So I bought them all at once. So I have them, but I'm not actively using all 5 pair. And then I have I have 2 pair of tennis shoes. One that I wear in the shop, and then one that I wear daily. But they're the same brand, same model, same everything. So yes, I think technically I probably have like 12 pair of shoes downstairs, but I only really wear 2 of them.
But I do not like shopping at all. Don't like clothes shopping. Don't like shoes shopping. Don't like any kind of shopping unless it's for fabric. So I will wear stuff until it's literally falling apart, and then I have to buy stuff again.
Yeah, that's the problem with shoes, though. If you wait till they fall apart, like you're already past the point at which they're hurting you.
He usually notices before I do when I need a new pair of shoes because I go walking every morning, and I'm like, oh, my feet hurt, and he's like, he'll look at the bottom of my shoes, and he's like, there's literally nothing left on the bottom of these shoes. He's like, you need to buy a new pair. And then he'll end up buying it because I'm like, I don't want to have to do that.
Yeah, I'm just not about that. Let's see. I've heard of On Cloud. Those are supposed to be good. Okay, so let me get some good stuff here.
Is it time for the drawing?
Nope, 5 minutes. Sonia says, can you show how you use that flying geese ruler? And is it only one size? I can answer the second part. Sonia, no, there are 4 sizes of flying geese, maybe. I think there's 4. But if you needed a custom size that we don't sell, just send me an email and I'll make it for you, because I've made custom flying geese for others who wanted a particular size that we don't sell. But when she gets a chance, she can show you how to use them. I know there's a video on her YouTube page that shows how to use the flying geese, but
here are the sizes we have. You want to show
there we go. So we have 3.5 by 2.
I'm gonna get this one ready, and I'll kind of walk through how to use it.
4.5 by 2.5, a 5.5 by 3, and then a 6.5 by 3.5, I think.
Yeah. Let me get this one ready, and I'll kind of show more.
And Benser sandals. I've never heard of those, but they sound cool. I like the name. Clogs with a wooden sole. I've never worn clogs. Like seriously, I'm sure I've tried them on. There's a couple places that we've been where they sell clogs, but I've never actually worn them. I don't know that I'd want to. Maybe they're amazing. But just wearing a wooden shoe does not sound fun to me.
So on this camera setup, it'll probably be kind of hard to show. But so I have cutting instructions for flying geese 2 different ways on my blog, Create Beauty Daily with Fallon. There should be a link to it in the description of the video. But I have cutting instructions for 2 different ways to make flying geese there for all of our sizes. And then the ruler has a 1/4 inch seam allowance around it, and then diagonal lines going from the middle of the top down to the corners. And all you do is just line those etch lines on your seams, and then you just trim around it. And there's grips on the back that'll hold the fabric so you can just turn as you trim. So that's essentially just how it works.
So a couple questions.
So just line up those etched lines on the seams and then just trim around. But I have videos that show it at like a down angle and everything, so you can see it a little bit better there.
So Joyce, can I make hexagons? I can make anything that is reasonable. I would just need to know. Did I make you a hexagon? I feel like I did it.
We talked about it because I think I told you what an idea I had. We have.
Yes, I can make hexagons. They're actually one of the easier things to make, just because. Assuming, I can make any hexagon, but equilateral hexagons are the easiest because they're the easiest. So yes, I can do that. And then Zaza says, when she loves shoes, but by the time she needs a new one, they've stopped making them. Yes. She has to search all over again. That's why I buy $5.
I know you do. I know, because there was this is it Allbirds?
Yes.
Allbirds had the shoe that I probably had 3 or 4 pairs of them. And the last pair I ordered gave me blisters on my heel, and they changed it just enough where it's angled weird there where it just rubs the back of my heel. So it's so frustrating. So I'm going to have to find a different pair, because that's what Brooks did to me with that one like pair of shoes that I bought over and over and over, and then they changed it into some way where it's not as comfortable anymore.
Yeah. Donnell, yes, I did make Donnell a circle. She'd requested a circle. Someone else had requested templates for bag making. I've had people request triangles and all sorts of fun stuff. So, and actually, one of the reasons that we have, so we initially with the flying geese, we had only started with 3 sizes. The reason we have a 4th size is because someone requested it and more than one person wanted it. So we just made it.
And it worked really well for this pattern.
Yeah. Oh, update. So just made me think of it. So I reordered the correct pink acrylic for trim locks and for slide locks. I think it's getting sent out this week, which means we'll have it next week, which means I'll probably be able to start selling them 2 weeks from now. So that will be here sometime soon. Also for the acrylic quilt labels, which are these fun little things. So we have them in pink right now. But I also ordered 2 additional colors that are not transparent. They're solid colors, and one is a purple and one is a blue. And those we should have soon too. So those will be in the shop as well.
Those pink letters, I think I like them a lot better than when we did them in the green. Like, it's much easier to see them, and it's they look really good. I didn't think I would like the larger size, but I do.
I mean, they're a 1/4 inch larger, so they're really not that big.
They're just easier to hold and stuff.
Laura wants to know if there are any tips for sewing bias edges, because furs always stretch.
Starch a lot. I mean, that's really it for me. If you pin a lot, that will help too. I'm not going to ever pin a lot, so I can't do that. I will say that's one of the reasons I size up my #4 triangles and my flying geese, just so I can trim them down and I don't have to worry about if they get wonky. But one thing that I talked about last time I was showing this video is I like cutting these the way I showed in the tutorial for this, because it helps make this block really stable, because you don't have any bias edges around the outside when it's done. They're only here, so when you sew all the blocks together, it doesn't get crazy.
I was just reminded it is time for the drawing, so we're going to do that right now. Here we go. Ready and go.
So good luck, everyone. I don't know if I said hi to Debbie or to Donna, but hi, Debbie and Donna. I just realized y'all were in the chat. I didn't plan well at all today, and my phone was dead by the time we got up here, and that's because I can't see his screen over there, because she can't see anything. I can't see.
Ruth S1, by the way. I didn't want to interrupt you.
I'm sorry.
Ruth
Congratulations, S. Ruth. So I have my phone plugged in over here, and I keep trying to look over and keep up with the chat. So hopefully Ruth S is still here.
She does not appear to be in the chat.
Oh no.
I just did a search and I don't see her.
Well, we'll wait a little bit. Is it gonna be like the Juki?
Oh my god. I'm not doing that again.
Well, we'll wait a little bit and see.
Yeah, she's not in here. If you are here, please say so. Bye. 7:52 Central. All right, I'm going to give her like 3 minutes, and if she is not in the chat, then we will have to redo it. Yeah, Mike, stop laughing, Mike. It's not funny. Yeah, Donna doesn't see her in the chat. I don't see her in the chat. That probably means she's not here. But to be fair, Mike said that he had a power outage, so maybe she had the same thing. So we'll give her a couple minutes, and if not, we'll redo this. And if it does not happen the second time, I'm gonna bang my head into the wall.
Did you close it out, or is everybody gonna have to?
No, it's still there.
Okay.
I can redo it. She just won't be called because it doesn't. Oh, Ruth S is here. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Ruth. Okay, perfect. So Ruth, please email info@sobeitquilts with your contact information, your name, your YouTube name, shipping address, phone number, because we need it for the shipping company, and we'll get your fat quarters sent out to you. So that'll be great. That's amazing. Thank you for being here. I love it. So good. Good.
So do you want to give a little sneak peek of the fat quarters we're giving away next week?
Oh, sure.
40 fat quarters for celebrating my 40th birthday. I know.
Can you read these?
Yeah.
Well, otherwise. Okay, so next week, for my wife's birthday, we have 8 packets of 5 fat quarters each, so a total of 40 fat quarters that will be given away for my wife's 40th birthday.
So I tried to bundle them up so that the colors all kind of went together. So if you wanted to use them in one project or pull in a few other things, like hopefully you can easily do that. So they all, I feel like, are kind of coordinated. So yeah.
Yes. So here's the first one. There are 5 fat quarters in there, so you can't see them all perfectly, but they're all, we tried to color coordinate them as well. This one's probably my favorite. It's like red, white, and blue. Very patriotic. This one is florals and such. Again, very nice. 1, 2, hold on. Oh, yep, there's 5 in there.
I'll double check them all. So don't worry.
This one's really cool too. They're all the same, generally the same pattern, but very cool colors.
Thank you for hopping on, Julie, and stay safe as you travel.
Yes, please, especially since you're in Texas. Drivers here are not the best. This one's got some bee-themed stuff in there, which is really nice. And this one is, I don't know, to me it looks like a birthday party for a child.
I think it'll make a really cute quilt.
I think so too.
Bright and cheerful.
These are just sort of nice, fun, happy colors. And then the last one is very bold colors, I would say. So these are the 8 that will be given away next week. And there. Perfect. Sorry, I didn't mean to put them right next to you.
So yeah, so hopefully you can tune in for that next week. There'll be a lot more chances to win some fat quarters, win some fabric. Bye, Amy. Thanks for hopping on.
Ooh, I like PT in the pool. Water therapy's fun. Yeah, so it'll be fun. I think. Yeah, so we'll do the giveaway next week for that. And
well, you might have to show me how to do it, or will you be able to there? When you
no, I'll just be in a hotel room is all.
Okay.
So, but I will be there. I may be. I joke. I was gonna say maybe I'll be a little more tan, but like I'm just gonna work while I'm there. So like I'm not gonna see the beach. I'll be on the beach, but I won't actually be at the beach. So, yeah, I think it'll be fun. Luis says it's an exciting age.
40.
Yeah.
I think I'll feel the same.
So
we're not huge on birthdays. Like we take the kids out, do stuff with them. We always go out to dinner together when it's any of our birthdays. We of course get them gifts, stuff like that. But we're not great about that kind of stuff. Like our anniversary, things like that will thankfully we're both the same on it though, because that'd be really bad if one of us, like, that's our love language type thing where we want to be celebrated for a birthday or anniversary or anything like that. But thankfully we're on the same page.
We are, and that makes things, as she said, a lot easier. So Zaza, I'm actually going to be away for the actual birthday. Unfortunately, I'm gone for a week. My daughter has some soccer stuff in Florida, and we couldn't all go as a family just due to scheduling conflicts. So I will be in Florida all week, but I won't be. I'm going to be working all week while I'm there, so it's not going to be fun for me all that much.
And even if he was able to, it'd be fine for me. Like I'm going to be here. I'll hang out with our son. We have some fun things planned. We're going to go do an escape room together, go out to dinner. Me and him are the ones who both, well, you love movies, but me and my son both love going to movies. He doesn't love the movie theater aspect of it, but that's something we always do together. So I think a new Minions movie is coming out, and he really likes those. So
I love the Minion movies.
At home, not in the theater.
So funny story. I mean, we had our children at a relatively young age, especially today. Like my best friend. I didn't tell you about this. So one of my best friends is 38, and they just found out they're expecting a second child. No, I didn't. I completely forgot because I had that conversation with him, and then I jumped into a work conversation. So he's 38, and they're expecting their second child. Their first child is 4 right now.
I was going to say, still kind of young compared to ours.
We had both of our kids by the time we were 25. So obviously a bit different there. And I think just as time goes on, people tend to have children later. But we were talking about my daughter, my wife and I were talking about the fact that my daughter and I, were going to be gone for her birthday. And my wife said, "Oh yeah, it's my 40th. Let's do a 40th giveaway." And our daughter's like, "You're 40?" She's like, "I thought you guys were like 36 or 37." And I'm like,
"Thank you, child." I'm like, because usually they think you're old.
Yeah, I mean, she still thought we were old at 36, 37, but she's very smart. And it made me realize that they have no reason to really think about how old we actually are. But I was like, look, if we were 36 and 37, like we would have been having you like near the teens. So it was just funny that that's where I was just like, yeah, I'm older than 40, and I've been older than 40 for a year now. And she's like, really? yes, really. So it was just funny. Carrie said she loves movies, but not the movie theaters. Carla said she was most productive in her 40s and 50s.
Well, I look forward to that because right now I feel like I can't remember anything. I have lists upon lists everywhere, and I still get sidetracked on what I'm trying to accomplish each day.
Donna says she's envisioning me with my laptop at the beach with a cold drink in hand. I hate beaches. So I hate the sun.
Much to my dismay and our daughters, him and our son both do not like it. No, I could go sit on the beach every day. He'll maybe poolside. You like pools?
I don't like the sun.
That's true.
So he
burns really.
I'm very white, and I burn very badly. And it almost doesn't matter. Like there's only one sunscreen that I have found. It was recommended to me by a client of mine who's a doctor and specializes in skin burns. I was like, hey, what do I need to buy? She's like, buy this stuff. I don't remember what it's called, but it's amazing.
It works really, really well because I get rashes really easy. It's really hard for me to put different things on my skin. And so I hate putting on sunscreen. I get itchy. It's really bad. That stuff works really well, though.
It does. The problem is it's a specialty product that you can only buy from one place, and I can't bring it on the plane with us because it's more than 3 ounces. And I guess I could probably order and have it delivered to the hotel, but I'm not going to go outside anyway.
So
yeah, and it's way too expensive to just buy and throw away. So, yeah, I'm not going outside. So that's not going to happen.
Yeah, Zaza, I love the beach too. I love it.
I know. I love the sound of water. I love the ocean. But I don't like the beach. I don't like.
You don't like the sand either.
I don't like sand at all.
Yeah, Hunter's the same way. He does not like the feeling of sand and dirt on him.
Nope, not a big fan. I had to live in the goddamn desert for a year and a half. I don't like it. Sand is not my friend.
All right, so thanks so much for joining us tonight. We are going to wrap up because we are going to get everything together for them to head out. We have to do that over the next couple of days, and then get everything planned for all these fat quarters to be given away next week. Will be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be fun. I'll be live from Florida. It'll be fun.
Like on location.
Yeah, on location.
Did you get an email from Ruth S before to make sure that we have that?
I have not yet received an email from Ruth S. So
maybe put it up one more time for a little bit just so she can see it to email her info. Glenda, I have found that if I starch my fabric, it doesn't fray as bad when I'm sewing. So that seems to work for me. I don't starch all my fabric really heavy, and I don't starch pre-cuts, but when I am cutting yardage, I try to do at least a light mist of starch, and I feel like if I do that and then press it, my fabric doesn't fray as much. Sometimes fraying honestly just happens especially depending on the brand. But yeah, so
yeah. Gloria says she's thinking of spending her winters at Myrtle Beach. I think there's some cool little towns near Myrtle Beach. Myrtle Beach is generally pretty expensive, but there's some cool towns that are near it. But yeah, I think it's a cool place. I mean, I haven't been in years, but I remember enjoying the time that I spent there. And I know you guys had a good time. So
yeah, it was fun. I had a lot of fun.
So, so thank you, everyone. Congratulations, Ruth S. Please make sure to email us. I put the information in the chat.
If we don't get it, I'll put it in the comments to remind her to send.
Yeah, at some point she's gonna be like, "Hey, I never got my stuff." Yeah, because we don't know where you live.
I'm sure we'll get it. She may just be watching, but I just wanted to make sure that we remind. So. All right, you all, we will see you next week, and keep an eye out for that video to post of the new quilt pattern that I designed in the template that I had my husband put together for me for it. So we will see you next